Hello everybody, thanks for joining me today. So today I'm out at some of the higher elevation hills in the western part of Connecticut. We had some rain all night last night, and actually there's some snow showers mixing in. So it should be a good day. It's supposed to clear up in the afternoon, but it's pretty cloudy right now. So I'm gonna be out exploring, seeing what's out and about. So far we've had some red-winged blackbirds hanging around this pond, and there was an eastern phoebe foraging on a field. So I'm gonna head into the forest now and see what's out and about. I was about to head into the forest and I heard two red-shouldered hawks calling behind me, and there was a swarm of crows that were chasing after them. And there was actually three red-shouldered hawks, but all the crows went after one of them, and the other two perched up in this tree. So I'm just gonna sit here and see if they start hunting or anything like that. The red-shouldered hawks eventually flew off, so I headed into the young paper birch forest. I've always liked the white bark of the paper birch. It is just so unique compared to the other trees in the Northeast. The majority of Connecticut forests have been used at one point or another for either forestry or agricultural practices. One of the most common indications of this past use are stone walls. These old stone walls were used to keep sheep and other livestock within the property boundaries of these old farms, and they still remain on the landscape today. I'm headed downhill now. The trail leads down to a stream down at the lower elevations. So I'm hoping that there'll be a little bit more activity down by the stream, because up here in this younger forest there's not that much activity. I saw a woodpecker, and there were a bunch of goldfinch and chickadees and tufted titmice that were up in the top of the canopy that were flying around foraging, but so far there's not much activity down here along the forest floor. So I'm gonna head downhill and see if there's anything down by the brooks. Dropped a couple hundred feet in elevation now. You can see as we've gone down, the trees have gotten a lot older. You can see this white oak next to me. It's a lot bigger than anything we saw on the top of the hill. Now there's also hemlocks, also some large tulip poplars. So this is more the kind of area that you're going to find wildlife in, so that's a good sign. There's not much bird activity or any other wildlife activity down here by the brook, so I'm going to switch gears. I put on my 70-200 and I'm going to do some nature photography. This is really interesting. I was taking pictures of the waterfalls, and I walked up the trail a little bit and found a whole bunch of bones. I'm not too sure what animal they would have come from. Something pretty large, because we have some long bones over there, we have some smaller bones here. Always have to keep your eye out. You never know what you might find. This was definitely a spot where something came and stashed a kill. There's all sorts of long bones, rib bones. Looking for a jawbone to see what animal it might actually be. Judging by the size, it might be a fawn. Thinking it was definitely from last fall, because a lot of the leaves are actually covering it. And it seems like more than just from an animal covering it. These are leaves that had fallen, so there's some fur. I don't see any other parts of it though. Very interesting. Never know what you might find. With everything being so wet, it's nice to take pictures of the moss and the lichen, because they're just such a bright green color, especially this time of year when things are still pretty gray and drab, but then the moss just really pops with the bright green. I've been here for a few minutes now, taking pictures of the water and the moss, and I haven't seen a single animal yet. So I'm going to pack up and move on, and hopefully I'll have some better luck upstream. I hiked from the stream back up to higher elevation, and I came up to a nice overlook with a large boulder that was likely dropped from a glacier thousands of years ago. From the vantage point, you could see Hartford in the distance, as well as all the other hills of the Central River Valley of Connecticut. I approached a clearing that had a single large apple tree in the center of it. Since I was close to the parking lot, I decided to sit and wait to see if any birds would perch on the tree, as it created a nice perch with the moss and lichen on its branches. There were phoebes and chickadees and juncos calling in the forest around me, so I sat and waited, hoping that they would come this direction. Even though I didn't have much success photographing any wildlife today, I was still happy I was able to experience the beautiful streams and the bright green moss that was surrounding the rocks along the stream. I was happy to be able to take advantage of what I could, and even though some days you don't find any wildlife, you can still take some great pictures of the nature around you. Thank you for watching today. I know this video didn't have much wildlife in it, so be sure to check out my next video, which I'm going to be uploading this coming Sunday, where I was able to photograph and video a belted kingfisher as well as some other wildlife in a local forest. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you're aware of when all my videos are released. I'll see you next time.